So I figured I'd make a video showing how I set up a degree wheel and run my numbers. Everybody does it just a little bit different. I've got my own way. There's no right or wrong way as long as you get the right result. I put my chuck on. I run my degree wheel loose. I run it up to the piston stop, which is a spark plug out of a car with a tip cut off. It works really good. I've not found a saw that it don't work on yet. It's one with the conical seat, not a washer. So you just run it down snug. Usually about 20 degrees is where I found it usually lands at. So it's sitting on exactly 20, 25. Too far. Like I said, it's usually really close. Okay, I'm on 22, 23. So I'm just, for that, I'm just going to tweak my pointer. $22.5, 23. So there's my degree wheel trued. I'm rerunning my numbers because this is a new piston. I'm getting ready to cut the base, get my intake where I want it, but I always check when I got a new piston. So it's just cracking at 90, 100, and 102, 103. Factory piston was 102. So the intake, okay, the intake changed a little bit, but I also don't have a base gasket in it. When I did have a base gasket when I ran the number stock. I don't now. My intake jumped from 70 to 73. So I would say this skirt on this piston's a little shorter, and the base gasket made a difference in it, but that's how I run my numbers. And how I get my exhaust number is I'll roll it till I see that first squeak of light. About right there. And that's 90, 102. Give or take a half a degree. And then once I found my intake and exhaust numbers, it's like right there's my 102 exhaust. So this is a fairly large saw, so say I want to run 81 degrees on my intake. I'll set that where I want my intake timing. I will come over here to the intake with a scribe and just ever so slightly make a witness mark on that piston at the bottom edge of that port. pull my cylinder off. I can measure that with a set of calipers. There we go. Can't keep up with nothing. And this is just for rough game plan making here. I know that to get my intake timing where I want it with this saw, roughly, I can remove roughly 125 thousandths from the base. Of course, crank, geometry, everything else can affect that actually ending up there, but I know that's a rough landing point for my intake timing.